Hi, I'm Andrew. I am a self-employed UAV pilot. I fly that drone at low altitudes to get really cool photos and videos. Tonight, I want to talk to you about inspiration, where we get it, why we get it, and the things that get in the way of making us turn our inspiration into something real. And of course, I'm talking about the kind of inspiration that grabs a hold of you and demands that you do something, that you create something. So specifically, I want to talk about how I got inspired to do this UAV thing. About 3.5 years ago, I was surfing the net. I was on a site called dig.com. Anybody know what dig.com is all about? This is geek culture after all. I saw a link on there and it said, footage of surfing in Australia from an RC helicopter. I clicked on that link and I watched this video. And it was really cool. Really low, over the waves, showing these surfers doing their thing, and I had a Wayne's World moment. It will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. Inspiration can be like infatuation. It can kind of take over you. During this time, after I saw that video, I would lay awake at night, and I would just think of all the really cool things that I'd be able to do if I got my hands on one of these things. The incredible footage, the cool photos, and of course, the Scrooge McDuck vault of money that I would be able to swim in after the fact. But a number of things got in the way of turning that inspiration into fruition. The first thing was the technical side of things. I didn't actually figure out that in order to do these things, I actually had to fly this drone. I didn't know how to do that. So, from the time I saw that video and a year and a half time period, I got those little helicopters that you find at mall kiosks and that kind of thing. And I got pretty good with them. I'd fly it, I'd crash it, I'd fix it. And repeat that. I'd get a bit of a bigger copter, I would fly it, I would crash it, I would fix it. After about a year and a half, like I said, I found I got to the place where I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for one of these things. Which brings me to the second thing that got in the way, and that is money. These things are expensive. We're talking $15,000 to $20,000 for a working unit that would actually do the function of taking photographs and getting usable video. So how did I get over the hurdle of getting the money? I inspired somebody else, a local friend, a fellow photographer who does real estate sort of things. I talked to him about it. I got him, we went out for coffee and I said, hey, do you think you would hire me to do this if I got this helicopter thing? And he was so stoked about it, and he was inspired in the same way that I was, and he bought onto things. And now we're 50-50 partners. The bonus of that is I only had half the responsibility, the cost was about half, and my wife was about half as angry with me for spending the money. Extra bonus. The third thing that got in the way for us was the setbacks. In the RC aircraft world, a saying that you hear oft repeated is, it's not if you're going to crash, it's when you're going to crash. When, I remember the day very clearly, we were doing something for free for a local sports league, and I remember it so clearly. It was flying across, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it was now pilot error, but something technical did go wrong with the copter, and watching this very expensive piece of gear fall out of the sky, just this gut feeling, it's hard to describe, but it's not pretty, because we put all this time, all this effort, all this money into this thing, and there it is, sitting in pieces. But that inspiration, like I was telling you, once it gets a hold of you, it's not going to let go easily. Thankfully, we had a few things in place. We had already crossed some of those hurdles, so we were able to get this thing back up and running before too long. The only other thing I wanted to say about it was inspiration. There's a certain sense of satisfaction that comes when you see something from that point of inspiration And you go through all those steps, and you bring it to fruition. And my only question then, to bring it out to you guys, is what inspires you, and what are the things in the way, and what are you going to do about it? Thank you.